If you want to learn more about oracle cards and how to use them, then check out this video. I will be going through all the basics from spreads to how to even pull your own cards. And make sure you stay until the very end of the video where I will be telling you the one rule that you need to break. Hey, I'm Amanda from theintuitivewife.com, intuitive healer and spiritual coach working with women to bust through their energetic blocks and finally live their soul purpose. If you're watching this video, you may just be getting started with oracle cards and you're trying to build a solid foundation or build up your confidence. Or maybe you have a deck just sitting there collecting dust. Or maybe you've just ordered yours online and it's been shipped and it's on its way to you and you realize you have no idea what to do once it gets here. Don't worry, I got you. Okay, so let's start with how oracle cards even work. Technically, oracle cards are a tool. So if you think of how people say that you speak to your angels and guides, your oracle cards is just a way for you to communicate to your angels, your guides, the universe, and to receive messages from them. Because our angels and guides are not physical beings, they don't have voice boxes. So we need to get creative in how we receive messages from them. And oracle cards is a really great tool to use to communicate with them. Is there a right or wrong way to use oracle cards? No, not really. Just like many other spiritual tools, it's all personal preference. It's whatever feels good to you, whether it's oracle cards or tarot cards or crystals. There really aren't that many rules. I will say though that in the beginning it is very, very, very easy to overthink. So if you are playing with your new deck of oracle cards and you are wondering if you need to go to the guidebook, or now you're starting to feel bad because you're relying on the guidebook, it's completely fine. Do whatever feels right to you in the beginning. There's no expectation, there's no set rules that you're supposed to follow in order to get from stage A to stage B to stage C. Use the cards however you want to. If you want to go to the book, go to the book. If you want to rely on your intuition, you can absolutely do that as well. Obviously, being the girl who makes videos about intuitive development, I very much would love for you to rely on your intuition when it comes to cards. But I know that that is not realistic when you're first starting out. If you do, however, want to rely on your intuition, then be sure to check out my other videos. I don't know, here, somewhere. I'll put them somewhere. Clairvoyance, clairaudience. I'll be making videos on tarot cards. So make sure you hit like and subscribe if this is something that you're interested in and want to learn more about. Also, if you would like to develop your intuition, oracle cards or tarot cards are a really, really great way to do that. A common question I get when it comes to oracle cards is, how do I use them? And really, the possibilities are endless. You could use cards as part of your morning routine. If you are someone who likes to journal in the morning, you could pull a card while you're journaling. Or if you're someone who's just getting started with journaling and you don't really know what to write about, you're kind of getting caught up in your head, pull a card. Shuffle the card, pull the card, whatever card comes up, write about it. Whatever is coming up for you, what do you feel, what do you see, what images are showing up on the card for you? Is there any symbolism? What about the numbers that's showing up on the card? There's lots of things that will come up that you can write about while you're journaling if you're not quite sure what to journal about. Also, if you're not sure what to do when it comes to journaling, then I will put the link down below and I think up here somewhere for one of my recent videos on journaling, what to do, how to get started, and there's also a free PDF that you can grab of journaling prompts to help you get started and reduce the overwhelm. Now, I know I specifically said journaling, but really you don't have to be journaling to use the cards. You could still use it in part of your morning routine. You could use it only at times when you're feeling a little stuck or need a little extra clarity. If there's a specific question that you want to know the answer to, ask the question, shuffle your deck, pull a card, and see what response you get just based on looking at the card, or by reading the guidebook. If you're just getting started with oracle cards, then you may not know yet that when you are shuffling the deck, if you are shuffling and one of them comes flying out, that is a message you absolutely need to know. So do not discount that card. Do not pick it up and put it back in the deck. It's a message that you need to know right now. Now, I said in the beginning that it was so easy to overthink when you get your cards. One of the first questions is actually how to shuffle. And I also said there's no rules. So you could shuffle them horizontally, vertically, you could lay them out, you could cut the deck. Remember when you were little and you would have the cards and you would like break them in half and you would bring the corners, like I can't do it. I couldn't do it then, I can't do it now, and you would like shuffle them like that. You could do that with your Oracle cards if you wanted to. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to my cards, and I like everything pristine. And I don't like shuffling them the way I just showed you because I feel like it bends my cards, and that hurts them, so it hurts me, and I don't like to shuffle like that. Another way you can shuffle your cards is to cut the deck. And actually, I'm going to show you that in the next clip, where I am also going to show you how to pull the card. Okay, so let's take a look at how to actually pull the card. So if you wanted to cut the deck, you could, of course, shuffle it, put it on the table, and you don't even have to shuffle it ahead of time, actually. Cut the deck in 3 ways, and then do whatever you wanted from there. Of course, with Oracle cards, you can always pick whichever one you want. If you just cut the deck, you could pick whatever one's on top, and that's your card. You could lay out your cards. I'm not very good at laying out the cards. And you could pick out whichever ones call to you. 1, 2, 3, as many cards as you want. And just don't overthink it, just grab a card. Another thing you can do when it's laid out like this is to just hover your hand over top of the cards and just see which ones call to you. Which one is really drawing you in? Which one is pulling in your energy that you need to pull out from there? Of course, you do also have the option to shuffle your cards as normal and just wait until one flies out, or you can shuffle your cards for as long as you like. And apparently I can't shuffle now that I'm on camera. Shuffle for as long as you like and just pull a card whenever you feel the time is right. I personally tend to just shuffle until a card flies out because that's what I like to do. I don't know. Alright, so now let's head back to sitting on my couch where I can tell you how to actually use these cards. Another way you can use Oracle cards is to pull a card, and you can also meditate on it. This isn't something that I do very often because I'm more of a journaling person, but I do know of people who prefer to meditate on their cards to get extra guidance or clarity around a situation. If you don't really want to do the one card pull, or maybe you're getting a little sick of it, or you just want to try something different, then you can absolutely try spreads when it comes to Oracle cards. There are tons of different spreads that you can do. If you have your own deck, in the guidebook, it's usually at the front, there are usually spreads that they suggest. Of course, as I'm looking for it right now, I can't find a single one. But, oh, there it is, card spreads. So this book suggests the 1 card pull, the 3 card spread, the 7 card cross, the 9 card spread, the road, I don't even know what that is. And that's it. That's it for this book. You can pretty much find spreads anywhere. If I'm looking for something specific or just looking for some inspiration, I tend to go to Pinterest and look up spreads on Pinterest. There are a few different, I'll say, go-to spreads that you can use. A very common one is a 3-card spread, past, present, future. There's also another common 3-card spread. I believe it's Doreen Virtue who's popular for this one. The first card will represent the energy on Monday, Tuesday. The second card will represent the energy on Wednesday, Thursday. And the third card will represent Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you could definitely do that maybe on like a Sunday night or Monday morning if you're looking for the energy to expect throughout the week. That's a really fun one to do. There's also a 2-card spread that Kyle Gray recommends. And the first card will represent you or your strengths, and the second card will represent the situation or the challenge, the obstacle that you're facing. And I really like this spread because it's empowering. It's Since the first card is about you and what you have within you and your strengths, it's a reminder, I feel, that this spread reminds you that you can go inside yourself. All the answers you have are within yourself instead of needing to look outside for answers to your current situation. Not only is it a reminder that you have all the answers within you, it's also a spread that focuses or doesn't focus on your lack of clarity, your lack of perspective, or maybe something that's lacking within yourself or your life. That's not really the intention of this spread. So if you're looking for something a little bit that's more positive, a little bit more high vibe, but still giving you answers, then this 2-card spread is a pretty good go-to. Let me know in the comments below, what is holding you back from using your oracle cards? Or maybe what questions do you have around oracle cards? Is something holding you back from buying your first deck or using your deck? And if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Now, something that gets beginners tripped up a lot on oracle cards is reversals. And reversals can be whatever you want them to be. They can be non-existent if you want. You do not need to focus on reversals. And some oracle cards intentionally don't have reversals. So if you're not using your deck intentionally because you just don't know what to do in case a card comes up upside down, don't let that hold you back, because reversals don't need to mean anything. There is no reason to stress yourself out when it comes to oracle cards. And trust me, I get it. When I first got my deck, I was overthinking everything. I was always pulling a card and immediately going to the guidebook. And if it didn't make sense, I would get so frustrated. So I'd pull another card, go right to the guidebook. And then if a card came up and it was reversed, it was the end of the world. I was so frustrated. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. So I actually decided that I was going to ignore reversals completely. I intentionally left all my cards in the upright position. And once I got a little bit more practice, a little bit more comfortable with my cards, that's when I slowly started incorporating reversals. So you do not by any means need to jump in with both feet when you're using your oracle decks. Another common question I get is from someone who wants to buy oracle decks, but they don't really know what to do, what to look for, where do I buy it, that kind of thing. So my first suggestion, if you're looking to buy your first deck, is to check out your local metaphysical stores. And I know that this isn't always an option depending on where you live, so my second suggestion is Amazon. And my third suggestion is local bookstores, depending on, again, where you live. I did do a video, I think it was last year, on how to purchase your first deck, things to look for, mistakes to avoid. So I'll leave that here, I think, and down below so that you can check that out after this video. Another common holdup on using oracle cards is what is considered to be a rule. And honestly, I had no idea this was even a rule until after like 3 or 4 years of actually using cards. That's when it started coming up on my radar. And I'm like, what are these people talking about? There is a rule that says you cannot purchase your first oracle card deck or tarot card deck. If you are asking or wondering if that is true, the answer is no. You do not need to wait for someone to go buy you a deck. I do not believe for a second that that needs to even be a thing. You have the power to make your own choices. If you would like a deck, go get a deck. And I feel like the whole rule of it needing to be gifted to you just adds extra complication to it. What if you don't have a friend that is going to buy you a deck? What if you're like me, who was starting out and felt like there was no one that they could talk to about it, had no idea what this even meant? I didn't know if I wanted oracle cards, if I wanted tarot cards. I didn't even know if I was going to buy one. I didn't know what to look for. I sure as hell didn't want to ask someone to buy me a deck. I didn't even know what was going on in my head. I didn't need to worry about their judgment too. Like, she wants me to buy her what? So if someone has told you, or if you think you need to wait for someone to get you a deck, please erase that from your memory. It is absolutely not true. I don't even think I've had anyone, oh, I've had one person buy me a deck of cards, a tarot card deck. And by then I had already been using cards for 5 or 6 years. I'd been giving readings to other people. Can you imagine if I had waited all those 5 or 6 years and in hopes that someone along the lines would buy me my own deck? I would just be starting out now. I would be so far, I was gonna say I would be so far behind in my journey, but because I bought my own deck and I used it myself and I practiced, I was able to develop my abilities in the comfort of my own home at my own pace. And I feel like if I had waited 5 or 6 years, like, I'd just be getting started with it. The intuitive wife would not exist right now if I waited for someone else to get me a deck. So that is the number one rule that you need to break. If you think that's even a rule, I don't know. I think someone just made it up. I don't know where it came from. I think it's complete BS. Please do not wait. If you want to get yourself a deck, please go get yourself a deck. On this channel, I talk about all things metaphysical, woo-woo, intuitive development, tarot, oracle. So if that's something that you are interested in and want to learn more about, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And one important thing to note, which honestly I didn't know at the beginning, is that it's important to clear your cards regularly of other energies. If you don't know how to do this or didn't know that this was a thing, like me, then I will put the link here and down below to a video of how to clear your own deck. Super easy steps, not overwhelming at all, so be sure to check that out at the end of this video.